We're about to dive into poker's big four. Four titans of the felt who shape the game as we know it. Daniel Negreanu, Phil Hellmuth, Phil Ivey, and Tom Dwan, each a legend in their own right. But who's your favorite?
Round to Daniel Negreanu, one of the most successful players in the world in prize money, and he raises it up, makes it 95,000. He's got pocket fives. Over to Tom Dwan, who's leans across, takes a bit of a peek. And he makes a call. Ivey looks interested. Oh, check this out. Phil Ivey's picked up pocket tens.
Yeah,
and
I'm pretty
he's
surprised.
Just called. Three players to the flop. Just some familiar poker names. Ivey, Dwan, Negreanu. Between them, around about 43 million in prize money. Two of the most winningest players, if you can say it that way, in Daniel and Phil. There's the flop. Queen 6-3. Misses all of them. This will be interesting.
I don't think any of the three of them are going to be too thrilled with that flop, to be honest.
A check from Daniel. Over to Tom now. He checks also.
I expect Phil will just check this back as well.
Check.
Phil does. We'll see a turn. And it is a four. The four of clubs.
Opens up the straight draw for Daniel. And given the fact that he was a pre-flop aggressor, both players have checked back the flop. It's only natural that he leads here. Yeah, well, the fact that it was checked through on the flop, I think Tom is more than happy to peel one here with nines. He's got to assume that Daniel's going to bet a queen on the flop there.
Well, he's got his eye on both Daniel and Phil, looking at across the table to both players, and he smooth calls here. So round to Phil Ivey, and this is a tough spot.
Well, it makes it really hard to call for Phil now. The fact that Tom's called, it's really hard for the tens to be in front of a bet and a call. Even though he does have the best hand, it's probably correct to fold.
Yeah, well, Phil Ivey kind of stuck there. Tom Dwan now eyes only on Daniel Negreanu, and the river's a two of hearts.
And as far as Tom's concerned, that card shouldn't change too much.
Oh, Daniel checking. He's going to try and trap him. And look at this, it might work. Dwan reaching for chips.
Yeah, Tom's thinking about turning his hand to a bluff here.
Oh, wow, Tom Dwan checks. Daniel not happy.
I don't bet my friends. You know? I don't bet my friends.
Wow, Dwan's really relieved.
Yeah, I thought you had bluff with that one.
I almost bluffed because I was just like, well, you can't, just in case you somehow have me picked.
Yeah.
Nikki with 9-8 offsuit raises the button, and Phil in the big blind defends.
I'll check.
Let's go, Phil. Is this my moment?
This could be your moment. Or maybe you just could lose 30,000 to me. I would check, though.
You're checking in the dark?
Yep.
He's still doing that? Well, Phil flops best with top pair.
Great dark check.
Let me just make sure I have what I thought I had.
Nikki has a double belly buster straight draw.
Gonna be tough to bluff Phil off this one.
$500.
$1,200.
Phil raises.
Nikki's kind of gotten herself into a bit of a pickle here. Don't think she can fold.
Nikki does call.
I felt like you had ace-queen. Now I'm going to have to reevaluate.
Turn card is a 4, and Phil now has 84% equity. Bets $2,000.
This is definitely a warning shot across the bow from Phil to Nikki. I would fold at this point.
Raise?
She's raising.
What?
Wow.
6K, and Phil calls.
I don't think you have it, but I guess maybe you have it.
Nikki's gonna have to give this story a big ending on the river.
4 of clubs pairs the board.
Check.
The door is open.
Nikki can only win this pot by bluffing Phil Hellmuth.
She's even losing to most busted flush draws.
I think you think I have a flush draw. That bricked. I think you have Jack 10.
Whoa.
Good skills.
Could I fold you off Jack 10?
Not at this point.
No.
This is great.
$10,000.
And she bets. I love it.
Okay, this is awesome.
All that talking, I guess she has to have it. 500 on the flop.
The muttering has begun.
That's pretty gangster. That's how people try to talk to the loose cannon normally, you know?
He's not wrong. Ah.
Nice hand.
You're the one with a nice hand, Philip.
What?
Call.
You called me has a Jack 10. That's crazy.
Wow. Nice call, Phil.
Wow.
That was a really bold move by Nikki, and Nadia approves.
Yeah. You guys would have folded, right?
I can't believe you said you have Jack 10. Can I fold you off Jack 10? And then it was so ballsy how you put out that 10K.
Thank you.
And yes, and it was ballsy how you called.
That was a hard call. I'm playing you. That was a very hard call. I told you I wasn't folding Jack 10. I said no.
I know. That's why I thought a bet would fuck with you.
Yes.
Polk raises it up with ace-4 offsuit.
Call.
And he makes the call, so they'll go at it again. This time Ivey with a 10 and a 9 offsuit. Here comes the flop. There is a 10 there. Well, an interesting flop too. A 10-3 deuce. So Polk with a straight draw and Ivey with top pair. Ivey checks quickly.
Now, Doug can bet here, or he can elect to take a free card for his gut shot straight.
Checks behind Ivey. The turn, a 2 of hearts. Action on Phil.
Betting 75.
75,000, just a little over half of the pot.
Call.
Makes the call, in position. The river is a 6 of clubs, so Ivey's pair of 10s are best. Action is on Phil. Can he get Doug Polk to call here with ace high, depending on the amount?
He could. Yeah, it depends what, how weak Doug sees Ivey as being and what the size of this bet is. Can't really bet too much. He's bet the pot.
Betting 200.
That's almost the pot. So Ivey's taken the line that I want to represent a bluff, basically.
And Doug Polk hasn't moved, so Phil Ivey's instincts once again, no surprise. Clearly making Doug Polk think about a call. You're right, Joe.
580,000.
Raise to 580.
Wow, this is a surprise. He's made a raise here.
So he's turned his hand into a bluff, basically.
And Phil Ivey hasn't moved, but look at those eyes.
Now, if he does believe he's in front, he can just call and see what happens, right? If he believes he's behind, he can raise now to try and get his opponent to fold. But I think Ivey will just call.
I didn't mean to bet 200. I meant to bet 175.
Ivey speaking out loud a little bit. You don't get that very often from Phil.
He just gave up a lot of information there. But I wonder whether that was deliberate to try and get a reaction from Polk.
You can never tell, right? He said, just to be clear, that he said that I meant to bet 175,000.
Does he got to put the chips in the pot or no when you raise? What's the rule?
Bits at 580.
You could just say it. You could just say it without putting the chips in.
Phil Ivey's just asking and clarifying a few tournament rules. As we mentioned earlier, Joe, when they travel, those rules change, so you've got to clarify occasionally.
Yeah, but now that was definitely his searching for information there.
Okay.
He knows that this is now playing poker, right? This is playing with people's minds right now.
So you were right the first time. Don't trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't trust poker players.
Yeah, he knows.
Not at the table anyway. Can he do it? Can he convince himself to call? He wants to, he doesn't want to. Do I, don't I? Every poker player in the world faces this, even Phil Ivey. Okay. There it is. He makes the call, so he will win a big pot. He almost looked a bit surprised there.
He was resigned to the fact that he's actually lost the hand, to be honest. So he was surprised that he won.
Daniel may be the shortest at the table, but he's still got 65 bigs.
Under the gun +1. He min raises to 400. Alec Torelli from the US calls with 5s. Dario Sammartino calls as well. He's got pocket 3s. Folded around to Danny Palafas in the small blind. The Romanian calls. And Luca Pagano. Jack 7 off. He's getting good odds. He calls as well.
Yeah, everyone's pretty justified making this call. Pot odds kept getting better and better.
Queen 5 deuce with 2 clubs. A set of 5s for Torelli. Negreanu was the pre-flop aggressor. He has ace high in a backdoor club draw, and he bets 1,150. Torelli raises 2,500 total. Sammartino gives up the 3s. Palafas is out. Luca folds as well. Daniel calls.
Daniel's now put in 25% of his stack with no pair and no draw. He's going to need more runners in the New York Marathon.
Well, Daniel's going to be loving that card. He now has second pair plus the flush draw. Torelli obviously still big favorite with those set of fives.
And it looks like Daniel's going to donk lead this. Don't let the name fool you. Even the pros do this sometimes. That's when you bet into the last aggressor. Torelli's bound to be a little confused by this.
Torelli may well just put him all in. No, he just calls.
He's either trapping or he wants to reevaluate on the river.
The river card is the ace of diamonds, giving Daniel two pair. And he moves all in. We could be about to lose Daniel Negreanu.
The sick part is he thinks he's value betting.
67. 7,075.
This wasn't a great card for Torelli either.
Got ace, queen of hearts or something?
This will be an awful line for a bluff, so Alec might think he's beat here.
I want to fold.
You don't have a fold?
No, I want to fold.
Oh, did you have ace, queen of hearts? Is that what you have? That's kind of what I put you on.
Fold the damn turn.
There is an argument. If you call the turn, you have to call the river.
Ace, queen of hearts might get half. Go for the high, I'll take the low.
It's really hard to be bluffing.
That part's true.
You're special, though.
That's what I've been told.
Alec is getting almost 3-1.
He had fives?
Ding!
And he lays it down! He folds the set!
Show like a red 9 and you're my hero.
I'll show you one card, that's good. Let's see.
King of clubs.
Wow! What a card, right? The obvious can't be bluffing card. Show the ace of clubs.
I'm so sick you have 3 aces.
Alec was right to assume Daniel was value betting, but was wrong to assume it was better than 3 fives. And if he's folding better, I'm not sure how often Alec's calling with worse.
Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome poker content. And check out this video. The YouTube algorithm seems confident you'll like it.